Good afternoon, everyone. By the way, my name is Joshua Dalawan, and together with Mr. Garita, we will going to discuss the issues, problems, and concern in athletics. So let's start. Organized competition has always generated controversy over questionable actions on behalf of players, coaches, and teams. Many of these issues are ongoing and will be problematic for coaches throughout their careers. So when we say about organized competition, it involves the prizes, it involves the dignity, the honor, and the pride of the team. So basically, the problem, the issues, the concern will occur in this situation. And also these problems, concern, and the issues is not just for the coaches but also for the athletes also. And when we say about athletics, so it involves the exercises or any games or sports that been played by the athletes. Here are the most common issues, problems, and concern in athletics. First on our list, we have the parents. This is the crowd that should be the coach biggest supporters, not one of the biggest problems. Yet parents are often do the following. First, parents frequently impose unrealistic expectations on their children and to the coaches. So when we say about unrealistic expectation, ito na yung hindi na po makatotohanan yung gustong ma-achieve ng parents sa kanyang anak or to the coaches. So I have experienced it before when I was grade 9, championship game ng basketball namin sa barangay, and then last 1 minute na, and then yung kalaban is more or less 20 points na yung lamang, and then sabi ng parents ko, coach, dapat manalo tayo, di ba? Sino ba lang mananalo dun? Last 1 minute na, and then more or less 20 points yung lamang ng kalaban. So it's unrealistic na to achieve the victory over 20 points. And then sabi ng parents sa akin na, nak, nagdunk unta ka para sure nga shoot ba? Ko pag sure di mangita ka shot of 3 points, mo dunk na bata, di ba? It's so very unrealistic nang sabi ng parents, kaya after the game talagang mape-pressure yung children or yung coaches. It's because of the unrealistic expectations. And also parents have verbally attacked the coach after a game. So verbally attack, it happens when the team has lost the game. Hindi naman magkakaroon ng verbal attack if your team wins the game. So basically pag talo, talagang sasabihan ng parents na, ano man yan coach man, law ka man mag-coach, di ba? Di ba? Di ba? Kasi especially for those mga parents na laging suportado sa kanilang anak, andon usually sa game, talagang pag hindi nagugustuhan yung performance or pagtalo talaga, they will intentionally attack the coach verbally after the game. And next, we have the parents often question coaching decisions regarding the starting lineup, substitution, and strategy. I have encountered it before. There are some parents that they would ask question that may cause to ruin the game. Diba? They will ask question na, coach, bakit mo siya sinama sa lineup? Bakit hindi mo siya sinama? Bakit ganito, ganyan? Bakit mo siya sinab? Bakit hindi mo siya pinapasok? Bakit pinapasok mo siya? And there are many questions. And also in strategy, coach, bakit ganyan mo sila pinalaro? Bakit ganito, ganyan? That they don't mind that they are basically ruin the game and the mindset of the coach. Diba? Lupigan pa may assistant coach sa parents. But as a coach, you need to stand as a coach because at the end of the game, coach will always be a coach. Next on our list, we have the attitudes of athletes. So athletes' attitudes continue to be a large concern among coaches as the following comments apply. First, their work ethic is poor. They have no drive or ambition. They lack dedication and commitment. They quit easily if they are getting scolded by the coach. And when we say about the lack of dedication and commitment, so dyan mo focus yung time management natin as a player, di ba? When pag late ka sa practice, pag late, that's means you have lack of commitment. Diba? Sabi ng coach, sige, 6:30, dito na tayo sa court. Pero ikaw, 8, kagising pa lang. Diba? Lack of dedication, lack of commitment, and easy to quit if they are getting scolded by the coach. Diba? Pagsabihan ka ni coach na, sana naman imong performance doon, kakagang-kagang naman ka. So, don't quit. Have the, what we call the reverse psychology, make it a driving force for you in order for you to achieve more. Sabihan mo si coach na, ay kagang-kagang diha, ari mo ay pakitaan tigag mga lisod na mga moves. Ano ba, di kay after getting scolded by the coach, you will quit. And in some issues, all coaches want talented players. Talent is not always under the control of the coaches. Attitude is much more under the control of the coach than talent level is. Talent can win you games, but character and attitude win championship. Next on our list, we have the drug abuse. Drug abuse occurs in all sports and at the most level of competition. Athletic life may lead to drug abuse for a number of reasons, including for performance enhancement, to self-threat, otherwise untreated mental illness, and to deal with stressors such as pressure to perform, injuries, and physical pain. In athletics, it's normal to take drugs. It's normal, but if you take too much, it's what we call the abuse. So, nagkakaroon ng overdosage in taking the medicine. We have the what we call the steroids. Some athletes or most of the athletes taking steroids. As for it is what we call the muscle enhancement. Ito yung pampalaki ng katawan. Pero most of the athletes is dagkog lawas pero may kusog, diba? It's because of the steroids. And some of the athletes like in boxing, to be specific, they will take drugs in order to endure pain from the enemy. No, sa pag sumbagom kay Pacquiao og right hook, left hook, uppercut, straight punch, no, you will endure the pain is because of drugs, but mostly of the cases it's they have abusing the drugs that cause some organs failure and may cause death in athletics. Next, we have the sports officiating. An officials that is tend to control the actual play of a competition, for example, umpire, referee, or judge, and administers the rules and the laws of the sports to ensure the proper conduct of a sporting fixture in a safe environment. It became a problem due to biased decisions, favoritism, outdated knowledge to the sports. So, we are all familiar with sports officiating, especially the referee. Diba? And referee, in most of the cases, referee become a problem because of the favoritism. Like for example, we have the barangay A and barangay B. And yung coach, yung referee ay nakatira doon sa barangay A. So, ang imo nila sa buto nila tong referee nga, ref, ang daugami, ayoyuhag, tawag og foul tong kalaban, di ba? Most of the cases like that, na tingala na lang kalaban nga, hala, foul na to dayon, wa pa ganita kadula, di ba? Di ba? Nagiging, that we call the favoritism, and also favoritism occurs when the coach have a friend of mine in one team, di ba? Sabihin ng referee na, ay, andun yung kaibigan ko na coach, sabi, ipanalo natin to, di ba? Ganyan. And also, we have the updated knowledge to the sports, no? Pataka, nagtawag ang mga referee, bisag tama ko itong ginahimo sa player, di ba? Because they are updated knowledge to the sports, that it's because some of the rules and regulation in sports has been updated, di ba? What we call the 21st century rules in sports, because time to time, the rules in sports has been developing to improve. Diba? Kulang sa mga seminar ang ubang nga referee. Diba? Kulang sa aruga.
Shopee 1111 Big Christmas Sale. Enjoy free shipping with zero minimum spend nationwide.
Now, in continuing of our report, finances. Financial difficulties have become a source of stress in sports, both players and coaches. Now, one of the financial problems that faced by the players and coaches are unable to purchase high quality of equipment and materials, jersey, food, and etc. You can pursue to your dream sports and funds to support coaches. Now, in financial problem in sports or athletics, income is a determining factor in a person's ability to access sports. For example, found that cost was the biggest barrier to participation for young people living in lower income neighborhoods. Likewise, although professional sport can be an effective platform for a positive campaigning, high ticket prices, and a tendency towards the privatization of broadcasting rights are limiting the ability of people from poorer backgrounds to follow their favorite sports. In some communities don't have easily available sports equipment, it is not always sold in local shops, and money to buy equipment and raw materials to create and it are sometimes scarce due to scarcity. There also may not be appropriate playing services, funding to support coaches, and local knowledge in sports, science, and other relevant subjects. Now the next one is the safety and well-being. It is not always possible to run sports program in areas with food security or water issues. If basic survival is in danger, then it may also not be appropriate. Even if this is not the case, nourishment and hydrations are important to ensure participants stay healthy while playing sports. Most sports injuries occur due, due to the following: lack of education and awareness about safety precautions and potential injuries, and inappropriate or lack of equipment and poorly conditioned players. Next is the access limitation. Even when resources are available, access can be an issue, especially for certain groups. Many people with disability, for examples, are unable to access sports activity, and sports infrastructure is often not adapted to their needs. Transport to training is not always accessible. Now, in some rural villages are difficult to reach and do not have access to community structures and such as civil society organizations and proper schools. Now, in this context, sports equipment, infrastructure, and coaching knowledge are usually due to some limitations. Even when resources are available, coaches are often lack also the knowledge to integrate people with disabilities into their activities. Now, the last one is the social and cultural limitations. Many limitations are specific to particular countries, cultures, or communities. Women and LGBT communities are just two examples of groups who face social and cultural limitations. But there are many: ethnic minorities, migrants and refugees, people from certain socio-economic classes, and people with disabilities are among the groups who find it difficult to access sports for social and cultural reasons in certain contexts. Now, sports is particularly difficult in highly conservative societies, which is often see it as a waste of time and may not view it as necessary in schools or desirable recreationally. Even in less conservative parts of the world, funding cuts are often made for schools and community sports activities. Um, it can be particularly difficult for women and girls, especially lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, or also known as LGBT community. People of people often feel discouraged from playing team sports. Now, in most countries, female participation is lower than it is for men. Women faces barriers which discourage them from playing sports, and sometimes they are even explicitly prevented from participating in sports. It is important for coaches and athletes to hear these issues, concerns, and problems in order for them to have supports in providing their needs so that they can get the benefits of adapting to training and the ability to train more often, which results in improvements and most of all happy and healthy athletics. So that's all our report for today, and thank you for listening.